To show the rigid containers when using a PVC pipe, it's a standard 40mm. Most people use the 50mm for their homes and plumbing and so forth, but it's just as easily available. And using a connector, it is quite possible to connect it up to a 50mm PVC pipe. But to show you how it fits into the spout without any silicone or PVC adhesives, because maybe the system needs to change and you don't want it to be a permanent pipe out, especially if it's out of rain season, if you're collecting rainwater. So this is a standard 40, which I've cut. This is a standard easy spout. And the depth to show you is about a 25mm. Is what is, it won't go in any further than that. So if you start building a system and the pipes are very long in between the buckets, it's obviously extra weight, extra gravity pulling down on the spout. So I have two containers here that were not made to line up perfectly. It's very difficult to do that because buckets and containers have different shapes, radius, and so forth. So what I'd often do is I would cut I would cut an angle into the PVC pipe and trimming it to size, very randomly on both sides. So when you're out installing it, it's a variable that you might need. And if it is more of a permanent fixture, you can use a silicone, not a PVC adhesive, but a silicone makes it watertight, and you need a bit of lugging for it to pop out, but it's not as powerful as an adhesive. So there we go. Straight into the spout. No plumber's tape, no solvents. Okay, this piece might be a little bit too short now, but I did make both these containers, so it wasn't just a lucky guess. I figured they are similar. This one is being a little bit too low. To make up for that difference, I've also seen that the longer the pipe is in between the two containers, can also make an allowance for this variation. You see now it's and there we go. Using a rubber, I don't want to say the word hammer, but it's similar to a rubber mallet that you close your paint containers with. It's always good just to tap in the PVC pipe on the one end. But it's a very tight fit. Sometimes a drop of water may occur, but then you're welcome to use a PVC or a silicone to seal it up. Before I do forget, this being a 40mm PVC pipe, you would then basically increase it to a 50 if you wanted to. So that's a 40. This is a connector. You get a 40 to a 50mm connector. That's a 40mm pipe, 40 to a 50, plus then a connector. And off you go, you back to the land of 50 mils. But in all accessories in the PVC piping, 40 mil is just as easily available as the 50. It's just not used as much in plumbing and homes and so forth, but all the elbows and joints and connectors are readily available, sometimes costing a little more than the 50 because I don't think it's produced in such large quantities, but all the same parts are available. Thanks.